Hello, Mexico City. So glad to see all of you. I am Lori Wilson. I lead creative services at iCrossing. And I'm happy to be here from Dallas, Texas today to spend the next exciting 15 minutes with you to talk about the future of creativity. And there was supposed to be a slide up here that said intelligent creative, but you can use your creativity to imagine what that looked like. I'm going to start out a little bit with kind of speaking a little bit to my creative colleagues, but as we are all in marketing, we are really all in creativity to a certain degree. So let's start out. I want to start out by just saying that no creatives were harmed in the making of this presentation, okay, to all my friends out there. But it's an exciting time. Creativity is changing, and there is a new sort of pathway that is before us that I think all of us as creatives and as marketers as well need to really lean into. So I'm going to start out talking a little bit about what creative as we know it today, what it is, and then where it's going in the future, and a little bit about how iCrossing is leaning into that, not to be silly, but just to kind of show you how it's becoming real more and more every day. Okay? So we know about creatives, right? We are the people that make the experiences come to life, right? We integrate the color, the messaging, the sound, the soul, the movement. All of these things are what creatives do, right? We know that. I see smiles out there. We design the space. Whether it's any screen that you're looking at as digital creatives, this is what we do. We visualize, we clarify, and we connect so many things so that those experiences come to life for our customers. We also inspire possibilities as creatives and as marketers as a whole, right? And with the ultimate goal of delivering success, whether that's purchasing a product, whether that's getting the information I need, or simply completing a task. All of that we do for every member of our audience. That is sort of the creative mantra I think that we live in today. But creative is evolving, and it's evolving in a big way. And I think personally, I feel like it's long overdue. It's time for us, as creatives, to lean forward and take a big step forward into the new world of technology and data that is pressing down on us all, even in this beautiful historic building. So how is creative evolving? If we think about where we are today, much of creativity, particularly in the digital space, still lives within that sort of intuitive space where, it's creatives going off, we're thinking these great ideas, which is all awesome and fine and good. But now we are able to deliver informed creative, okay? And as technology grows and grows and data grows, we can, I believe, ultimately lean toward intelligent creative, which means that it's not just using data-driven creative, it's also integrating automation, predictive analytics, all of those kind of things that can really bring our creativity to the next level. And I'll explain why that's important. So we're going to talk a little bit today about intelligent creative, what that means, and also design systems, and how things are now being fueled by automation and what that's going to do for us. Okay, so let's start out with what intelligent creative means as defined by Forrester. I can't read all that, but you can read it. It's basically about humanity coming into machine automation and allowing that for us to make data-driven creative decisions. So why is it important? We know, I just came back from the Gartner conference in Denver, Colorado last week with CMOs all across the country, several from Mexico, Latin America, even the UK and Europe, all talking about how important it is for their investment dollars to be accountable. So we know that what CMOs are looking for today, they need personalized, differentiated digital experiences. I'm sure you've heard this. But the big difference is they need them at scale in a big way. They need them done more efficiently than we're doing now. And they need to be able to prove that value and accountability for everything that they do. I'm sure you guys all feel the pressure of that, no matter what facet of marketing you're in, but the demands are growing and growing and growing. So we want to figure out how we can address that. So why intelligent creative now? Well, the truth is technology, Adobe, all of these awesome partners that we have now are powering this change. And creativity and technology and data are all merging in a super powerful way. So AI and automation, you guys know it. I'm sure you've heard it at a bunch of these conferences. It's everywhere, and it's fast coming, right? So we now have the power to create these kind of digital experiences that deliver on everything that CMOs are looking for today, which is that scalability, accountability, and efficiency. Making sense? Tracking? Yeah? Okay. So let's talk about an example about what this really means, because sometimes it feels a little cerebral. Netflix, I think, is something everyone can wrap their head around, all right? So let's think about sort of creativity in the past, if you will. Let's think about a piece of content, right? A movie, a film, an episodic series. Let's take this, for example. Sort of in the old days, what creatives did, as marketers did, we created a single piece of branded content that said, this represents Stranger Things. I'm going to push that out into the market for the whole world to see. That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't work. That's not good enough because it doesn't scale, it's not efficient, and it doesn't deliver on personalization. So let's see how Netflix is addressing that. So this is the new movie poster, okay? It's all composable, modular, moved around. It's not one image, it's thousands of images, thousands of branded images. And why are they doing that, which is super important, is because they need to connect to their audience, okay? So if you look across the top, let's take, for example, another piece of content like Pulp Fiction, okay? They know that I like strong female leads in my movies. So what I'm going to see on my screen when I log into Netflix, I'm going to see Uma smoking a cigarette, looking all hot, like that appeals to me, or they think that's going to appeal to me, right? So they're going to serve that up to me, a whole new branded poster, if you will, branded piece of content based on exactly what I'm looking for, based on my personal data. Now, what's interesting is this has not happened by a bunch of creatives in the back room moving things around. This is all done by robotic, sort of banded robots that are behind the scenes, that it's all being done through automation and AI intelligence. And the longer it's up there, the more they know about me and what my preferences are. Tracking? Yeah? So let's say, for example, same movie, Pulp Fiction, but my friend Kai here likes a strong male lead, right? So what he's going to get in his feed, he's going to get Travolta, and not even the same logo for the poster. So all those things that we think are so precious as sort of branded marketers, that's all up for grabs too. It's all changing. It's all being shooken up. All within the goal of achieving personalization at scale. You can even see for the same film, Good Will Hunting. I like romance, I get this image. I like comedy, I get this image. And this is happening huge, super fast, all behind the scenes, all with artificial intelligence. It even gets more granular than that. For example, again, my strong female lead, but now they figure out that I like them strong and sexy and intriguing, okay? So this is what I get for my image. But if Kai, let's say he likes female leads too, but he likes the horror stuff, like the really bloody stuff. So all of that stuff is happening behind the scenes, all to achieve a business goal, which is getting you to stay on Netflix and not going to Hulu. Yeah? And then lastly, even this kind of like female lead, whether I like her with Travolta or without Travolta, that whole thing. So 1,000 million permutations can happen. We as creatives can't keep up with that kind of scale. But if we think about it in a systematic way, in a data-driven way, we can actually provide all of the creativity going into this to infuse and empower this kind of system. Yeah? Okay. So I like to think of this as atomic branding. For those of you that know a lot about global design system, it's all atoms, molecule, pieces and parts. In that sort of merging of data and creativity, we are now taking on more scientific language, more database language in what we do. So when we think about atomic branding, that's at the atomic level, like at the molecular level, that I can move all those pieces and parts around. So we've only begun to surface what's happening. You guys know about this, Firefly, Adobe, I'm sure they're here all over talking about generative AI. This is a great example, I think, of Midjourney. When I type in, a search query like this is what it looked like, sort of in 22. This is what it looked like 6 months later, and now what it looks like. This is all happening with AI, and it's super powerful and super exciting. Okay, so it means that it's inspiring a new way that we work, and it means that we have to think in systematic ways in order to get that data and that technology to power itself, okay? So this is some of the ways that we're working at iCrossing today. We talk about global design systems. You guys are all in Figma. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with that. But we are now breaking every design component that we do down to the molecular level, okay? And that means not only from a creative perspective, but also from a data perspective. We're tagging it that way. All of our messaging is being sort of built in componentized modular ways so that we can deliver on that kind of personalization that Netflix is doing. We believe at iCrossing that this is the right way forward because it's what our clients are demanding today. They want more personalization, but they have to be able to do it efficiently, and they got to be able to scale it across regions, across brands, across lines of business. So we think it's super exciting territory. So this is how we're thinking about it, but even in the way we concept things, we're thinking about not about composed pages and screens, but about all the pieces and parts that make up those screens so that they can all be changed out based on individual preferences. Yep. And ultimately automated by AI intelligent engines. That's the future of intelligent creative. Okay? Just other things, the way, we're thinking about how we're breaking things down into componentized design systems is really happening. And even when we get into e-commerce, all of those pieces and parts, to be able to do that in a really seamless way is great. And I was a little nervous when we went into clients and said, okay, we're not going to show you a page comp, we're going to show you a system. And I thought, they're never going to approve it, they're never going to lean into it. And what we found is that they get it. Like, they're like, yes, that's what we need, because we need that scalability and flexibility to address all of our needs. Yeah. So what it does ultimately, though, is lead us to composable things. So if we take all those atoms and molecules and put them together, we can compose really rich experiences, okay? This is an experience right now that we're building for Toyota, and we've built it in a composable way such that all we have to do now to reskin this for a Lexus is to do this just like that, like my friend Pam says, just like that. So it really delivers on that efficiency that clients are looking for, and obviously saves them cost and money and allows us to move a whole lot faster. And the good news is it's also bridging us a lot closer to technology on the back end. So for all of our tech guys out there, now creatives and technologists are all working together and speaking the same language so that we can both together deliver a new intelligent creative product. And we can still create amazingly beautiful and exciting experiences. And what's happening behind the scenes, so we have these beautiful experiences, they're all modular, componentized. What that ultimately allows us to do is to be accountable to our CMO. So these are creative dashboards, okay? All fueled by intelligence, artificial intelligence, that tell us what's working, what's not. Is Kai clicking on that data that I wanted him to, or on that screen that I want him to? He's not. I'm going to serve it up. I'm going to keep working that system and making it more and more intelligent every day. And so what that yields at the end, intelligent creative, allows us to deliver personal experiences that are scalable and they're flexible, because that's what our clients need today, and that's our duty to deliver. So in closing, a lot of people out there say, well, are designers being replaced by AI and automation? The truth is, no, they're not. but designers that don't embrace AI and automation will ultimately be replaced. And I'm saying that kind of as a big creative myself, but like a big emphatic statement, because this is how important it is that we all, as marketers, lean into this kind of thinking, because this is the future. Yeah? Gracias.